We broker commercial real estate loans. We focus a lot on the 7A program and the 504. We do a lot in the hospitality industry, so hotel owners. And we first started in 2013, and last year we closed $65 million or so in SBA 7A deals, and this year we're on track to do $80 million. The main reason for taking the CCTG class is just as a starting point. It was great to do that. I have some minimal banking background, but not a lot. And Chris and John are great. They're industry experts. And yeah, we started in January 2013. A deal came to me that basically a loan had been declined by basically every local bank. It was a ground-up construction loan, which is one of the riskier loans in the industry. A lot of banks will advertise that they're doing them, and this guy was just fed up. And they weren't looking at the deal correctly. We were able to actually establish that they had a good historical cash flow. We were able to show some add-back expenses that they had, so the other banks didn't ask the right questions. And John and Chris are adamant about that, to get the whole story and look at the whole picture. And that's what we were able to do. So we were able to do that, and we were able to fund that ground-up construction loan within 60 days. When you get in the industry, a lot of times you will become specialized, and you want to add additional sources. So like I said, we do focus on hospitality, but we're also trying to reach out and do, whether it's self-storage centers, some gas stations now, we're doing gas stations, and just continue to grow that. And we've also added some additional business lines that are compatible with our industry. For example, every hotel owner that we set up, we also do the merchant processing. And we found, because we're doing a loan with them, it's an easy yes, basically, because, you know, people, those gas station owners, hotel owners, they get, you know, merchant processors come in all the time. This isn't something we lead with. It's something we get the loan, and after we got them approval, then we take it from there. The commissions you can make are, you know, they vary in range. Our biggest is we had 3 different transactions that were right around 6 figures. You can't expect to make that on every deal, but once you have the business clientele and it builds up, and you have, you know, you can build relationships with your lenders and get volume deals. And some of our lenders, for example, they'll pay us more now because, in part, the training that started there, and that they don't have to handhold us as much. So instead of 1%, maybe they're paying 2% or more on a commission, and so because they don't have to handhold the brokers as much. It was very beneficial. Yes, it does cost a decent amount of money, but it has been worth it tenfold. Now, if people are expecting, hey, I'm going to take this class, I'm going to instantly become a millionaire like that, it doesn't. It's hard work. You have to work. You have to be hungry. Deals aren't just going to fall in your lap. And so the starting point that they give you and lead you to, you know, they'll push you out the door, and in a good way, you know, say this is the direction you should go, but you have to kind of follow your own path, and you have to look at what you're really good at. And the thing that's great is that Chris and John, it's their experience, and they're actually closing deals. They're just not some class that are saying, hey, here it is. They give you real practical examples, and so I like that about them. And you know, early on, when I first started, the first few months, I was calling John quite a bit. It was probably you know, that he was on my speed dial for sure. But then I would say about month 3 or 4, I really became comfortable with the transactions, and I learned because the class, you know, it's jam-packed with a lot of information. And there's no way to teach 100% of everything you need to know in the industry in that amount of time, but they do. They give you the most important things, and then you can kind of develop the other skills by yourself, and that's kind of what I'll say. And John and Chris, they're just a first-class organization, And they don't sit there and you know, they don't promise that you're going to make, you know, millions and millions of dollars. They tell you, you have to work. But if you work and you stick with it, it has been a great experience for us.